right, so one of my all-time favorite tests is the broad jump test. And the reason being is that it's really easy to execute. You don't need a football field. You don't need a ton of equipment. And it shows the coach a lot of what they need to know. Now, if we're at a football field or if we do have access to some equipment, you can have a pylon or a cone, and ideally you have, this is what we use actually for the vertical jump, but you can also use even a simple ruler, anything that's straight. And then we can set up where we want to have a line in place, and that just helps the athlete understand where they need to be. So if we can set the line up where they're going to be jumping from, then we can then go and get on a football field or actually just measure out where we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 feet, something along those lines. That creates a target point. And one thing I do want to bring up is that I do think something like a cone or a pylon is a really versatile tool that after they do their first executed broad jump, you can place the pylon, okay, we're gonna go right here, and then they have a target for what they need to beat. Okay, so then when they go in and they actually execute the next test, they can think about having a higher intent to beat that marker. Okay, it's a really, really easy test. We don't need a lot of space. We don't need a lot of equipment, and it's very simple to execute. Now we're gonna show you the technique. So I'm gonna show Connor through the broad jump, and then I'm also gonna demonstrate how I like to mark from the back of the heel, and I'll use that cone as well, the pylon in this case. Now, we talked about with the vertical jump, we want vertical propulsion, right? We want to get as vertical as possible. With the broad jump, we need to get out, and that means our chest should be projecting forward. Our shin angle should be projecting forward, usually around 35 to 45 degrees, somewhere in that angle. The other aspect here is that we want to be able to time our counter movement with our swing, with our arm swing forward. And then the big factor that I know Connor is gonna get yelled at here is that we gotta think about bringing our knees through, and then as we're in the air, we're gonna bring our knees through, swing our arms around, and then reach. Some athletes might jump and keep their hands out, and that is okay, but it's usually not optimal. It's usually going to be better to hit a big jump, and then while you're bringing those knees through, you cycle the arms back under, and that's gonna help you get a little bit more forward. Now, I really truly believe when you land, you should be sticking that landing. Every pro day, every combine, they're going to judge you off of that. Okay, some high schools might not, but you should get used to landing and sticking the finish, which means that we need to get our feet a little bit more in front of where our torso is when we're on that grounding position. So the big aspect here, understand your counter movement here, understand your arm swing, and then understand how to project. Bring those knees, have the arm swing come back through, and then the measuring point is gonna be from the back of the most distant heel. So whichever heel is closest to the start, that's how we're gonna measure, and then I'm gonna set up my cone, my pylon for Connor, and we're gonna go through this twice. Okay, so Connor's gonna get ready. Okay, good, so I'll go here, like this. You can put that there. Good, I'm gonna go on this side right there. Perfect, okay. So that is right around 9 feet because we're on a yard line here. Okay, let's hit that again. I think bigger arm swing back through. Okay, and actually that was a good jump. That was great. It's probably about 9.5. I want to go one more because Connor just showed there, he jumps and he leaves his hands out. I want to give me one where you try, it's going to feel a little weird, where you go here and then try and cycle back through and see if that, yeah. Okay, not bad. You're a little choppy with that. That's one thing too, is that it's something that it takes you a little bit of time to figure that out from that takeoff point to getting out there. But this was a really good example of how not to squat too deep, okay? How to use an aggressive arm swing and how to really propel yourself forward to execute a successful broad jump.